everybody. Welcome back. It's the Shawn Yankey Show. Come on in. This is a live, interactive chat show where we can and do talk about absolutely anything. So get in here and join in on the discussion. Now, as usual, I've got some stuff prepared to talk about to get us going. But this is always a comment-driven show. And I may know where we're going to start out, but I can't really say for sure where we'll end up. And that's the fun of this show. Now, we gather every weeknight right here at this same time live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. So wherever you're watching this show, please share it out and help us grow. I depend on you guys. I really do depend on y'all to help grow and support this show. So please like this video, share it out, and most important, take part in the show. We are heavily suppressed on every platform. So that is how you can help support this show for free. Doesn't cost you a thing. All interaction helps on every platform. On Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, every platform. The little react buttons on Facebook and Periscope, smashing those helps the show. So it's not just fun for us all to press buttons. I love pressing buttons. I don't know about you, but I cannot walk through the toy section without pressing every button, every toy that has a try me option. I have to press buttons. So I like smashing buttons, but you're also helping the show for free. And then comment. I can't stress that enough. I thrive off the comments. That's what this whole show is. So got to take part in the show, especially if you're new. This is your first time here. Don't be shy. We won't bite. It's a fun group. And I really appreciate any participation, and it helps us do better in the algorithm, seriously. But if you'd like to do more, you can also become a supporter of this show because we are 100% independent. And the link is in the description to support us on Patreon. I don't know why I pointed up. I don't know where it is. But that's what's going to keep us going and help us grow. So I really appreciate that. But that's enough commercials. Let me see who's here and say hello to everybody before we begin tonight's monologue. As you know, or some of you know, it's becoming a tradition. Thursday nights are getting to be rant night on the Shawn Yankey Show. So we'll be doing some rants tonight. I've got some stuff planned to rant about. But hey, Joan, Helen, Susan, Dale, good group. Lee, Nissa's here. Heath, Brent, Rose. Rose, I got a beef to pick with you. You stick around. I'm going to get to you. Let's see. If you're here on Facebook, hey, Jack, if you're here on Facebook, I can't see you unless you comment. So that's another reason. Hey, Raymond. But we will get into the comments. I think I got everybody who's commented so far. But I'm going to go back up to the top now and try to catch up. Heath, you changed your profile picture. Now it's an X-Wing. It was Darth Vader. Susan zinging. You're trying that new Tommy Chong, the CBD. She's trying a new strain of Tommy Chong CBD. And you're using the tincture, aren't you? Is that what you're using? It's going good, Jack. It's going real good. You're making dinner. What are you making tonight? Lori, hey, sane humans. Absolutely. That is what goes on in this room. And this is a gathering of sane humans. We are like-minded individuals, and we have a good time, a good discussion usually in here. So get on in here. If you're still passing by and scrolling, come on in. And even if you're watching this video late, if you're here later on, still participate in the show for all the reasons I said earlier, and because I love hearing from you guys. And I want this to be an ongoing discussion. That's what these are. It's an opinion-driven show, but let's see. Yank Circle, is that the name we're going to go with, guys? We got to come up with something for t-shirts. I'm thinking about doing some merch. I don't like Yank Circle. You guys always want to get dirty with my last name. You realize I put up with a lot of abuse growing up with this last name, right? Hey, Sandy. I did miss a few people. See, I'm glad I went back through slower. Circle Yankers. Steve, come on. I asked everybody, I did a feed one day when we renamed the show, and I asked everybody what we should call it. And the two choices got narrowed down to the Big Yank and the Shawn Yankey Show. We went with Shawn Yankey Show, but not because it won. It didn't win. The Big Yank won. You guys always want to make fun of my last name. Hey, Eric. Man, everybody's here. This is awesome. Please share, because we're going to get into some stuff tonight. We're going to get into Tara Reade and the accusations against her. We're going to get into Julian Assange, still sitting in a prison cell, missing out on the formative years of his children, while shill journalists sit and make $300,000 an episode to sit and lie and misdirect the American people. And then we're going to talk about my bone that I have to pick with Rose, and one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. So those are the things that I plan to rant about. And if any of that interests you, get in here and share it out and invite your friends that are going to be interested in that stuff. That's the best I can do as far as telling you what this is going to be. Because once I start getting into the comments, we could get into absolutely anything. Hey, Chuck. Yeah, I know it's out of love. And it is funny. It is funny. But it's not really a comedy show, you know? I am a stand-up comic, though, so it's weird. You get caught in a weird limbo. You don't really know where to go. But I'm going to get started with the rant here. And I'm going to start with ranting a little bit about YouTube. For you guys watching on YouTube, you will be watching after the live. I apologize. This is the only way I can do it now. YouTube took away my live streaming. I don't know why. I have some suspicions, but I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's because I was talking against the mainstream narrative, but I can still upload videos. So this is the only way I can share in the show with you. And for those of you watching on YouTube later on, I'm here with you right now. So please take part in the show still, because that does still help us in the algorithm get out to more viewers, especially during the live premiere. So, but they took it away, guys, and I don't know how long it's going to be gone for, but we will be back on YouTube live as soon as I'm available, as soon as the option's back on my channel. The option is gone. But now I'm going to get to that bone I have to pick, and the biggest mistake of my life. Rose sent me a link to a game. It looked super fun. Looked really neat, right? I thought I would enjoy it. I clicked on it. I did enjoy it. But I may have messed up so bad, y'all, that I might have to fake my death and start a new life somewhere else. Because I played this game. Now my life is over. And it's not because it's a great game. I had a good time. It's mostly because I'm too lazy or stupid to figure out how to get rid of it. I can't get rid of this game. I just wanted to play it for a little while, and I probably burned an hour on it. But it has took over my life now. This game sends you messages on Messenger, and I don't know how to make it stop. And I get 50 to 100 of these messages now a day since started in this game. So, Rose, for an hour, I was like, this is super fun. And now I'm like, oh my God, how do I turn this off? You got to help me. You got to help me turn this off. But now I'm going to get to the serious rant. That was joking. I didn't ruin my life. I'm not going to assume a new identity in a different state and unpack my existence over this game. I will figure it out. I'm just been too lazy. I know I can get rid of it, but I've never seen a game like this. It is invasive. It's much more invasive than a push notification. That's something I could ignore. This sends you a message. But I read an article today due to a Facebook book argument that I got into over Tara Reade. I was arguing with one of these blue no matter who Joe Biden supporters. And, you know, I was arguing on issues, or trying to. I want to, because there's a lot there. You can do pretty well there. But he brought it up. I didn't even bring it up. He brought it up. And he accused me of not supporting Biden because of that. You probably are one of those people that believe that. And I was like, well, actually, I do. I do believe her. And he started telling me all these reasons why I shouldn't. And I was refuting back and blah, blah, blah. And he kept linking me this article, right? You won't even read it. You won't even read it. You won't even look at it. So I looked at it. And this piece of trash was from Medium, which, by the way, anyone can write for and publish to. You don't need credentials or anything. You too can be a published writer on Medium. Anyways, this article went into detail of an account of how Tara Reade worked at a horse sanctuary rescue place, and over the course of about 3 years, took them for a little over $1,000. I know. Awful. She stole from an animal rescue place. Terrible, right? Well, what she did was trick them into paying for her own horse's vet bill, actually. That vet bill was for $1,420. But this article goes on to say that the people she worked for describe her as very intelligent and manipulative, and even said she conned them out of a few $100 with her masterful wit. Again, I want to stress that anyone can write for Medium. And I didn't take the time to fact check this hit piece on Tara Reade. But this piece of garbage journalism was trying its best to use this info to paint her a liar. And it started off by very strongly implying that because of this information, she was without a doubt lying about Joe Biden raping her. Now, I read the story from top to bottom 3 times. I got to tell you, it was a damn good attempt to slander her, even with the pettiness of these supposed offenses from her past. This team of hacks, yes, 2 amateur journalists ganged up for this one, went all out, I assure you. It was a scathing hit piece. They went into heavy detail describing times that she borrowed money, sometimes a couple $100 worth of money. They brought up her GoFundMe that she apparently has from back in 2017, which is up to a whopping $3,500. She is a criminal mastermind, yo. This is Ocean's 52. I really don't know what number they're on. I was going to pick the next number, but I don't know what number they're on. I figured it had to at least be less than 52. But this was a really long piece, and it went into heavy detail, nickel and diming every little petty offense they could find, and calling her a master manipulator for getting 2 saps to give her about $900 over the course of about 3 years. Now, I wasn't going to read this garbage a 4th time. That was all there was. That's it. And this garbage is being shared everywhere. You may have even seen it. You may have run into it. In fact, I had to search for the Medium piece because the article cited to me wasn't even the Medium piece. It was titled, "Why We Know Tara Reade is Probably Lying." And it referenced the Medium piece, which is how I found it, for its reasoning behind its headline, but it offered no substance of its own. Just opinion and quotes from the Medium article from these people who are talking about a couple $1,000s. Now, if I hadn't dug deeper on my own, I wouldn't have even found the source piece. That's what I'm saying. They're just sharing the blurb. No one's going to read past the headline. Most people don't. But this isn't enough to justify denying a rape allegation. Now let's play a game real quick, just for fun. Raise your hand if you could come out of a heavy scrutiny like what Tara Reade is under right now, unscathed. Now my hands are as low as they go. I'd look much worse than what they have managed to dig up on her here. Let's say it's all true. So she's clever. I'm smart too. And I'm quick and clever as well. Guess what? I've also lied a bunch of times in my life. And I'm actually pretty good at it if I need to be. Have you ever lied? I have. A whole lot. I've done bad things too. Plenty. I've done embarrassing things as well. Lots of those. Too many of those. Let's get off of those for a minute. The point is I've lied. I've cheated and I've stolen. And none of that defines me or negates anything else. None of that makes me who I am today. That's 44 years of existence on this planet. And all those things I just told you are true. I've done all of that. Doesn't make me who I am right now. None of that does. And if something terrible happened to me, I would hate to think someone's going to pick apart my entire life and be like, this guy stole baseball cards when he was 12 years old from the convenience store. He's got to be a liar. Look at him. Look at what he does. You know, the point is, I'm supposed to not believe a woman was raped because you did the best you could to destroy her, and all you did was manage to make me imagine my ex-wife. And I still don't get along with her even after being divorced over a decade. But if it was her saying what Tara's saying, I believe her. I believe her. I don't believe almost anything she says. Do you realize what kind of monster it would take to tell this kind of lie? You're trying to convince me that this woman is a remorseless sociopath, and the best you've got is this sob story. Now, just for a second, imagine being a woman who is raped by anyone, and how hard that must be to not only deal with in the first place, but how hard it's got to be to take, and how it's got to take incredible courage to come forward with your story and face the monster that attacked you. Especially with the way our culture treats women in that situation. You know, like, well, what were you wearing? And have you ever lied or borrowed money and never paid it back? Or you ever had a parking ticket? Well, then you were asking for it, weren't you? You're a troublemaker. And that's what these women face when coming forward. That's why most of them don't. Now imagine Joe fucking Biden raped you. A senator. You come forward against him? Well, just look what's happening to her. They're digging up her whole life. Her whole past is being gone over with a fine-tooth comb. Her whole life analyzed, searching for anything to discredit her. Meanwhile, Joe is over here passing out while Hillary Clinton endorses him for president. Bernie's backing down, paving the way for Joe to be president. Everybody's getting out of Joe's way. Everything's coming up roses for Joe. No one's looking into anything. They're hiding his dementia, hiding his history of working against the American people and working for war and big money, and even his pet projects like segregation. They're hiding his history of plagiarized speeches, his own lies, and everything about him. Only one weak-ass question was asked of him by a reporter that I saw over this. And he gave his typical stumbling, bumbling, Joe Biden lie denial of her claims. And everyone, these real journalists that are working so hard to fill the news day with the important info that you need, they decided that was good enough. What? You know, do me a favor. I know most of you know this, but if you don't, and for some reason you've sat through this rant, do me a favor and Google creepy Uncle Joe. Take 30 seconds. You don't even have to type Joe Biden. Just Google creepy Uncle Joe, and Google knows. You're going to get 100, 200, 300 images of Joe Biden being creepy as shit. For years. Forever. He's famous for it. Everybody knows. Joe can't keep his hands to himself in public. Now, what does he got to be like in private when he fondles children in front of cameras? And tell me he don't do that. Go ahead. Tell me he don't. I can show you video after video and picture after picture of him doing exactly that. But these people will ignore all of that. A lifetime of lying and being super creepy at the very least, and at the same time try to latch on to a fluffed up hit piece of a trash story about her masterminding a $2,000 con. It's disgusting. And I didn't even respond to the idiot that sent me to that piece in the first place about it. I looked because I can't know if I don't. But once I did, I knew that this rape apologist wasn't worth any more of my time. Because I am absolutely done with you if you can support Joe Biden at this point, especially knowing about Tara. And if you want to try to point me at some kind of piece like that for why I shouldn't believe her, there is absolutely no way that's going to be enough for me. Yeah, Joan, Biden can't keep his hands off kids. He's famous for it. Lori said no Googling whatsoever. Okay, DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. I like DuckDuckGo. I used Google because everybody knows about Google. And in that little segment, I'm talking to everybody. Right now, I'm talking to you. But Susan says if he's that brazen in front of cameras, imagine how gross he is behind the scenes. That's what I'm saying. This man is powerful, knows he's powerful. Matter of fact, Nancy Pelosi's reaction when faced with questions about supporting Joe Biden after these allegations was, well, you got to take into account who Joe Biden is. I mean, Joe Biden is Joe Biden. What's that mean? Does that mean that he's part of the exclusive club of untouchables and he's outside the reach of laws and limits? Is that what it means? I think that's what it means. You know, that's what it looks like it means. Like I said, there's no scrutiny on him about anything. They're trying to call her a liar, and you should read this piece. I mean, I'm only on Facebook tonight live, so I'll link it in the Facebook so you guys can look at it. But it's written by these two guys, Brian and Eddie Krasenstein. I don't know their relationship. Maybe brothers or I don't know. I didn't look into them at all. I didn't fact check this. I'm not sharing this with you because I'm saying it's good. I'm sharing it with you so you can look at it for yourself. It's garbage. And it's being shared as news. And the best they could come up with in this thing was that these people crying about how over the course of 3 years they loaned her about $900 and she passed off a vet bill on the charity. That's it. And that's dishonest. But it doesn't discredit a rape allegation. I'm sorry. Yeah, Joe Biden is part of the Lolita, that's a tough word, Express Mile High Club. I almost said something that would probably get me banned on Facebook as well. I'm already banned on YouTube. You got to watch what you say. You got to be careful. Rose says, I'm totally anti-government. I refuse to rearrange piles of shit. Search in your search engine is how I would word it. Lori, you're smart. You're SMRT, buddy. That's a better way to word it. Lee says, I think they're going to do the bait and switch thing, not Biden. You're probably right. There's no way they can prop Biden all the way up to the election. The primary even, much less the election with Trump. There's no way they can. They can't keep him propped up for that long. How are they going to do that? How are they going to play Weekend at Bernie's for that long? I think that's impossible. Helen says, look at how Hunter acts with the family support. They're just creepy, weird. And his son is a crook. And I shared something earlier. I haven't gotten to look into this either. But Clinton, my friend Clinton had shared this. Where is it? I shared it. Well, if they took it down, it had to be true. So it's gone. I don't know why it's gone. I feel stupid now. But it was about how the Ukraine is charging Joe Biden or making him testify as a defendant. Laura said they're all demon assholes, the whole government. The whole established, not the government really. The government, a lot of it is for show. You know, this isn't conspiracy night. Last night was, but it's true. It's true every night of the week. The government, especially at the national level, and if Paul was here, Top Fan, I haven't seen him tonight, but if Top Fan's here, he'll tell you too. It's for show. It's all pageantry. He tried to tell me before, and I didn't want to listen. I wasn't ready to listen. You know, that's how it is with a lot of this information. You're not going to take it in until you're ready to hear it. You know, just like apparently with this Tara Reade information. They're not ready to suck it in. They're not. They still want to hold on to cool Uncle Joe. Remember the funny Uncle Joe memes where he'd say silly stuff with Obama? That was all funny. I liked them. They were good memes. It wasn't real. Y'all get that, right? Even when The Onion would make jokes about Joe Biden being cool, that was just jokes. You get how jokes work, don't you? You use the opposite of something. Oh, my goodness. People took that as fact and made him cool. Because it can't be anything that he did. What did he do that was so cool? Nothing. I can't think of anything. Raymond says too big to be investigated and too big to jail. That's what it means to be Joe Biden. That's what it really means. That's what she meant. Susan said, I saw that article today, Shawn. Biden's voice on quid pro quo Ukraine. Ukraine? Ukraine. Did you hear how I said that? Ukraine. Okay, I'm in a cave. Someone said the other day that the reason why I'm stumbling over my speech is because I'm trying not to do this. But it's rant night. And, you know, it's not that big a deal, really. I mean, it's bad. It's a bad habit, but it's not really that big a deal. And we can even rant about how stupid I am. If you want, I'll join in with you. Brett says if people knew the truth, they would freak out and buy up all the toilet paper. Maybe I should shut up. You're right. We just got them to calm down. They are going to buy up all the damn toilet paper. But the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and I have to get to it because it's in the description of the show, and if I don't, it's going to make me a liar. Plus, it's important to bring this up as often as you possibly can, but I want to talk about how disgusting it is, while we're on the topic of things that are disgusting, that Julian Assange is separated from his children, 2 small children, and a new wife. The best years of your life gone. This is tragic. Meanwhile, conspiracy theorist Rachel Maddow makes $300,000 an episode selling lies nightly. What'd Julian do? What'd he do? You know, what kind of world is this when lies are rewarded with wealth and success and the truth is rewarded with having your life destroyed and anything you risked it all for being buried? You risked your life to expose this information. We're going to hide the shit out of it. And, you know, some people will look at it. Some people will read it. Some people will even realize it's true. But we're going to call them conspiracy theorists. And nobody will listen to them because we're going to convince everybody that they're crazy. And most people will only listen to these fake-ass actors. They're not journalists. That's not what's on TV anymore. And it's driving me insane because it's doing so much damage to society that people think that's real information. It's not. She's a liar. Rachel Maddow's an actress, and she reads off a teleprompter. It's a show. Real truth tellers get eliminated. One of my heroes, and does pretty much what I'm doing right now. You know, he did a radio show out of his garage. I do live streams wherever I can do live streams. Pretty similar. He did truth. I do truth. He got killed. It's not a pretty road. You're trying to expose what's going on, spread the truth, talk about real issues, talk about things that aren't popular. You don't meet a good end. Look what happens. Those people are silenced. William Cooper, my hero, for instance, in this venue, broadcasting. They killed him. Said he had a shootout, John Wick style, ran, right, and was shooting double guns at the cops. William Cooper lost his leg in the war. He had one leg. He was a gun enthusiast, so he probably had a gun. He might have even had a weapon on him, but he wasn't John Wick. Come on now. That's what they'll do. Or you'll kill yourself by shooting yourself twice in the back of the head. You know what I mean? Or maybe you'll kill your whole family and then shoot yourself twice in the back of the head. That's what happens. If they can't silence you. A lot of people, they can just silence. You can just bury everything you do, deplatform you, make sure no one sees your videos, and you don't get out, don't get exposed, don't rise to the top, and make sure lies are all that does. And that's how you control the narrative. People want to know, well, how can you do these things? How could this happen? How could that happen? If you have complete control of what people believe is real and what's really happening and what's true, you have control over almost absolutely everything. You Quain. Lori's making fun of me. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant and I do stupid things, though. Raymond says you need one of my joints. I do, sir. Let me give you my address. Lori said I'm feeling low tonight. No, I'm not. It's rant night. I was performing. Those were rants. We're having fun now. See, everything's okay. I kind of feel like I got to soothe you. Like a child after something disturbing. Like I was talking about last night. We were going to rant tonight. And Eddie was here, and she was saying, I can't even see you ranting. See, I scared Lori. Nissa says, I think he puts weed in those cigs. If I did, I would definitely be hitting it more often. I've let this thing go out now already once. Because I light it, and then I realized that's dead air. While I was lighting that cigarette, that was dead air. I don't know if you guys realize how super professional I am. I haven't really mastered the English language or my tongue yet, but I don't usually have any dead air. I'm pretty good at it. I'm amazed. If I can figure out how to make that skill profitable, but it can't, because anything I want to talk about, anything at all that I want to talk about that interests me, that I feel has value, is not popular speech, is stuff that's being suppressed, shut down, eliminated. Everything I'm interested in. Oh, I made her crave a cigarette, and you haven't had one in 5.5 years. The longest I ever made it was six months. Jack mentioned the kitten. I was looking to see where she is. She was just right under the desk. She's in here somewhere. She's wandered off, Jack. I don't know where she is right now. I can't see her. She's out of my line of sight. But I do have a gloriously beautiful kitten. Lori said, I hope you watch this again after and have a few giggles. Oh, I will. I always watch after. And I have to anyway now. Because we can't go live on YouTube. And I'm still going to upload my damn show over there. Because I have a following. I have a group of people that are loyal to the show. And they like watching the show every day. And it's my damn YouTube channel. So I have to watch it again. But I always do. I always do. We all do stupid things. That was kind of my point about how they're trying to slander her with this. And even if it's true, it's no big deal. Couple $100. Man, I don't want to put her on blast, but let's say I know somebody who took the Girl Scouts for a couple $100. The Girl Scouts. Would I condemn this person to death over that? Man, it happens. Especially if you're in control of the money. Like, I don't know. It's not like it's never happened before. It's not like it'll never happen again. And I know that it can happen unintentionally. You never should have touched it. But you didn't mean to not be able to replace it. Something happened. Something went wrong. It's not because you're a terrible, lying person. Lori says, I love you, Shawn. I love you, too. Thank you. Lori says, never have to soothe me. Soothing is my job. I was just kidding. When will we be back to normal? Lori says September. I know you weren't responding to that, but I thought it was funny. Never, Steve. I don't think. Ever, ever, never. That's what they're pushing everywhere, isn't it? This is the new normal. Get used to it. Sucks, right? It's like wearing the glasses from They Live. Being trapped in that world. It's always, never, you can't take them off. Glasses are just stuck to your friggin' head the minute you put them on. Can't take them off anymore. Yeah, Steve, define normal real quick. That'd be a good start. Yeah, I don't want to be normal, because if normal is what I'm thinking about when I think of normal, you're right, Jack. I don't want to be normal. Nissa says, cool, I'll be 60 in 9 days. Well, I always pictured, a lot of you have imaginary lives in my head. It's funny how attached I get to you guys. But, you know, I watch the shows back like I was just telling Lori. And then I also interact with you a lot during the live. So you end up taking on personalities and stuff in my head. Those of you that I haven't had real life conversations with. And I pictured Nissa in the mid-30s. So your online persona gives off a vibe half your age. To me, anyway. Susan says that her kitty is cleaning right now, taking a bath. Joan says, don't be so negative. You never know what tomorrow will bring. You'll be famous before you even realize it. The t-shirts need to come with your autograph before you make it to the top. That would be a cool touch. And you know what? I don't know how to write in cursive, but I do have a signature. Isn't that weird? There's a reason why I don't know how to write in cursive. I'm very defiant. I'm bullheaded. And I'm not being negative, Jonah. I really am not. I come off that way sometimes because I have a self-deprecating sense of humor, but I'm not trying to be. But there is a reason why I block out cursive, and it's because I'm defiant and I'm bullheaded. Because when I was little, I was forced to learn it. And in a way that mentally scarred me. I've talked about it before, but I had, you know, I don't want to sideline the show, but it's one of those childhoods, and it sucked. But the cursive thing, I didn't want to learn it. I learned it to get out of trouble, and then I forgot it. Because they don't make you use it in school. You don't ever use it. You know, they teach it again now, But I remember when my son went to 4th grade, I remember taking him to his open house, and I remember them telling us, we're not even going to teach cursive anymore. And it doesn't make sense to. It's not practical. I don't understand why they still do. Oh, I made it to the bottom of the comments. I'm caught up with you guys. I've been trying this whole time that we've been talking to catch up with you guys. I know I missed a ton of stuff, though. Brett says, now say nicotine is good to keep the virus away. Is that what the anti-smoking government control is all about? Cannabis is. Cannabis is. Matter of fact, I was fighting it earlier with cannabis. That's my weapon. Trump wants to take the hydroxy. I'm going to do cannabis. I'm going to go with cannabis. That's what I'm going to do to keep myself safe. Steve says, I don't think they teach cursive anymore. People used to write beautiful letters. I'm sure they did. And, you know, it's an admirable skill. But it's not super practical. I'm probably being stupid right now. But what if you took away my computer? I keep thinking, I got my computer. I got my texting. I don't get rid of this. I don't want to write. But some people do have beautiful handwriting, and I'm always envious. Mine's awful, atrocious. And that's the reason, because I'm bullheaded. Jack says, I'm the black sheep of the family, but I'm not a sleepy sheep. Lori says, we had to use it. 3rd grade, manuscript sucks. Yeah, I had to learn it for whatever grade it was, and I was having trouble, and then I got in trouble for having trouble, and then I just was one of those, you better get this down type of things. I did enough to get out of trouble, and that was it, buddy. I was done with cursive. Lori says, my grown kids can't read it when I write in cursive, secret written language of old people. I can read it. I can't reproduce it, though. Rose says, take the weed. Oh, you don't got to tell me twice. You tell me that's good at stopping it. I made it 46 minutes, but I'm playing the pronoun game already now. But we made it a long time. I'm super proud of me. I didn't jinx it because I didn't want to mess it up. But at the beginning, I was going to not mention the current Rona and all of that at all. And I managed not to say that word for 46 minutes. Pretty proud of myself. Joan says, I haven't written in cursive in an uncountable number of years. You don't use it. I mean, you really don't. And it's sad, but who writes letters anymore? It's probably why the post office is dying off. Nobody really does. You know, and let's talk about that just for a minute. How do you guys feel about bailing out the post office? Do you think it's smarter for them to rethink their business plan, their business model? Not privatize them, keep them the way they are, but why can't they do a better job as an entity of providing a service? Why does it have to be privatized? Why can't you just make them better business? You see what I'm saying? Because there's got to be products and stuff that the post office could offer to stay competitive. Is there limitations that they're under? Why are they not able to thrive? Let's overcome those obstacles instead of like, okay, well, how much money can we throw at them to keep them alive for a little bit? Maybe that's why Trump's rejecting it, because it's not making sense to just throw a bunch of money at a problem that's hemorrhaging money in the first place. So maybe we need to work on their products and how they conduct their business. Lori says, I signed my name in it. Yeah, cursive, pretty much the only time you use it. I'm super charming tonight. Aw, man. See, I told you I'm not in a bad mood. It's rant night. I was ranting. What do you guys want to talk about? We got a little time. We usually do an hour. Let me look at my notes. I'm out of notes. I thought that was going to take longer. But again, Rose, you have got to tell me how to get rid of this game. If you're still here, I need to know. I want to play it. I'm scared to play it again. It was a fun game. I was having a good time. You know, it's one of those where you got to pay to play, but I'll wait. I can wait 4 or 5 days to play the game and then get 200, 300 spins and then not play it again for 4 or 5 days. I'll be fine with that. If I can figure out how to get it to stop messaging me. This is driving me insane with the messages. I heard her. I heard her again. I can't see her though, Jack. I'd get her for you if I could see her. Yeah, Rose, I do too. It's not the baby cat. It's the big cat. And she's still having a rough time. She's in the downside of her heat. She doesn't seem to be in the intense part right now. She's not going super crazy, but she's still struggling with it. I didn't get her fixed in time, and she went into her first heat. So that's what she's dealing with. Raymond said they're being required to fund their retirement 45 years in the future. That's why they are short. Talk geezer to me. Rose says, I'm here. I haven't tried to get rid of it, so I'm not sure. The messages, though, that's all I want to stop. I just want it to stop messaging me. Because it doesn't bother me most of the time, because you can just ignore a message, right? Everybody knows that. It's not that big a deal. But they're coming up right now. So you know how you're on your computer, like when you're in Facebook, in the live streaming on Facebook, they'll pop up. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not playing Thug Life right now. I want to look at the comments. So they got to get out of my life, that part. I want to keep the game. The game was fun. I appreciate it. Because you're the one that turned me on to it. Helen is hilarious. Yeah, Jack, the kitten is beautiful. I wish she was... You know what? She'll turn up right when I don't want her anymore. Right when I'm not looking for her is when I'll find her. Probably over there sleeping somewhere in a blanket. Hiding. She is pretty, though. She's really marbled and she's beautiful. I love animals. You guys are talking about something. 75 years until then, they had a profit. Rose says you can turn the messages off. So it has been a laziness issue. It has been a laziness issue on my part. It was fun, Rose. I was jacking everybody. Like you set up your little house or whatever, and then you can go and jack other people's houses and steal their stuff. I robbed Rose like 4 or 5 times. I was having a great time. I stole like $30-something million from Rose. So I kind of owe her an apology. I destroyed her. But then she destroyed me. That's how it works. It is fun. But let's see. I don't want to end early. I hate ending the show. Tell me about this CBD, Susan. Are you still here? The Tommy Chong strain. I don't think I've given CBD enough of a chance. I tried it for a little while, and I like it. I even like the flower, smoking it. I like the taste of it. I like the feeling. I like it. But I would never pick it over cannabis. And that's my go-to. So it would be something that I would use to supplement that. But I'm interested. And I've liked what I've tried. I just haven't tried a lot of things. Raymond says the Republican Party set up a situation for the post office no other company has to face. Oh, he's telling me how to turn off the messages. Look in settings on your phone, scroll down to your game, click on, and that's how you turn it off. You guys are so helpful, and Now, all I got to do is motivate myself to actually do that, and we'll be set. Lori says, keep talking. The show's been great. Puff, puff, pass. Uh, yeah, I want to know about that CBD, though. She's apparently not still here. But I want to hear what her experience was with that. I'm going to have to message her. She messaged me earlier about it. It is a tension reliever. Are you talking about CBD? Joan was saying, I want to learn about CBD. It is, it's a cousin of cannabis. It doesn't have any THC in it. It doesn't have any of that effect at all. None of the hallucinogenic effect or trippy effect of marijuana at all. But it does have the calming and soothingness of it and the body effect still. And it also works for stress. That's what I used to use it for. I would chew the gummies for stress. And it's very good for that. And then the flower is more potent than like the gummies and stuff that you can get at the store. So, and they make vape juices that are even more potent than that. But it's really good. And I'm interested in trying out some CBD stuff and incorporating that. But we are very cannabis friendly around here, as you can see from the comments right now. That's where I tend to lean, and that's where my money goes. So then at the end of it, I'm not like, I don't have money left over for CBD. Hopefully when I get my grow going, because Jack's probably disappointed at me that I haven't gotten it started yet, but I haven't yet. But when I do, then that'll solve that problem, and I'll have money for CBD. But Illinois, let's talk about Illinois fucking up real quick before we wrap up today. Illinois is fucking up, y'all. And Helen will appreciate this because she understands that it's true. With this cannabis, this ties into what we were just talking about. They are charging too much money. They just legalized cannabis in Illinois. And I live in Missouri, so it's right across the bridge. So expensive, so expensive. I've talked about this multiple times, right? I thought that it would never get more expensive than it already was. It was sometimes $76 for an eighth. It's good weed. It's great weed. It's not that great. These are crack prices. I'm paying that much. I want to pass out. I don't want to wake up for days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ain't, come on now. I thought they would never get worse than that. That's the highest I've ever seen it. Jack's friends just drove by. But, it did get worse. I looked at their menu online today. $20 a gram. Dun, dun, dun. That's insane. Illinois is fucking up. It's crazy. It's crazy what they're doing to people. Because that's how they get you. If you've ever had dispensary quality, there is no going back. There is no going back. Like, you look at your dirt weed and you're like, man, what the hell is that shit? What am I supposed to do with that? I don't do nothing. I won't go on a moon ride. No, but I'm telling you, medically, it's a world of difference. I've tried explaining it to Babos, but Babos gets migraines and can't enjoy cannabis. It's the saddest thing ever. Terribly sad. I feel so sorry for her. Everyone should say a prayer, and maybe something will be done to cure this illness. Something she can take, some supplement, some vitamin, some way to help her enjoy this miracle plant that the rest of us all enjoy the benefits of. Raymond says, I'll sell you 2 grams for $10. Address is on the way, sir. I need that kind. Lori says, I'm in Texas. You can get hung if you even get caught thinking about weed. Man, I couldn't live there. I'd have to move. You need to move. Free your mind. You're brave then, because I know you do free your mind. Brett says 20 is what it is on the street here. A gram? That's a bowl, man. What? Jack, I know you know I'm right. That's a bowl. If your bowl is worth having in your bong, that's a $20 bowl. Come on, y'all. That's crazy. It's a plant. It grows. You throw a seed in the ground, it'll just grow. You can't charge $20 a gram for something like that. That's insane. Not when I could grow it myself, I wasn't so damn lazy. Lori says, fuck the police. Fuck the police. Yo, fuck them. That was like 10 F-bombs in a row. I hope Philip isn't here. I always try to watch my mouth if Philip's here. But I haven't seen Philip, so I think we're okay. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing so good tonight. Raymond says, I roll 4-gram joints. Joints? How do you do that, sir? Please teach me, sir. I can't even roll a joint. I can roll a blunt, but I can't get a joint to take form. I don't. Again, laziness and never tried. But how you get 4 grams in a joint? He says to fight the Rona, I do about 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And cannabis, right? Come on, man. You're doing the cannabis, aren't you? Look, this is a miracle now. And the news said it. Cannabis fights the Rona. So you need to use the cannabis, Heath. 2,000 milligrams of cannabis every day. And you can spread that out if you need to, but I don't know what the K stands for if I'm wrong. Lori said if they're worried about a stoned granny, the world is more insane than I even knew. Oh, they're worried about it. They're ready to kick in your door. You probably shouldn't have said anything. You know this is online, right? Lee says, I'll be your Philip. Watch your mouth. I know. It's very unprofessional. It is. It is. But that is my favorite word. My absolute favorite word. It's the most versatile word in the English language. And I'm not offended by it, but I know people are. So I do try to watch it. I've been a little free tonight, though. You notice that? A little bit free. Yeah, offer the police the cut and they'll leave you alone. He's right. Yeah, Dale, 4-gram joint? Oh, my God. Dang, you are talking about a moon ride. You going to the moon. Moon ride. Man. Lori said, bring it on. Kick down that door. Dale said, roll it in the Sunday Times front page, maybe. Right? Yeah, Lee. I didn't think you really cared. Everybody cusses. And then, sometimes I'll say, you might hear people say, oh, frig, or darn it. Do you know what you're saying? Just say it. Like, I'll even catch myself doing it. I'll write FK instead of the whole word. Why'd I do that? When you read it in your mind, you read the word. Why didn't you just say it? Just have the balls to say it. Trump says maybe, or Trump. Yeah, Trump's here. Jones says maybe Trump will try it and then make it legal. Cannabis? And now that he knows it fixes the Rona, maybe he will. Actually, Trump is like straight edge from what I've heard. I've heard Trump's like extremely straight edge and won't mess with anything that alters his mind, which is crazy. That's crazy. Every animal alters their mind in some way. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of animals do. I know that dolphins do. They'll get puffer fish just to get high. Helen, it is. Helen said it's a fucking fine word, and it's amazing. It's so good. So good. And I hate making words off limits. I saw a really good video today. I'll plug real quick if everybody wants to check it out. It was on True Stream Media, and it was great. I love that channel, by the way. But this is way off topic, too. But It was about how we lie to our kids about Santa. You know, you want to talk about how, this is what I took from it, but you want to talk about how you can't pull off a global conspiracy. Well, come on, we do. Everybody's involved in it. You should watch this video. It's a really neat little train of thought video. It's cool. It's their latest upload on TrueStream Media. Brett says, I pay $75 for a syringe of sticky tar. Now, they sell those at the dispensary, but I don't know nothing about that. What is that? How do you use it? I'm coming from a place of complete ignorance. I just really don't know. Lori says, cussing is fun. I agree with George Carlin. I love George Carlin, but I'm scared to even say the man's name because I have 2 copyright strikes on my YouTube channel from George Carlin. His family, his estate, guards his shit like you would not believe. And I understand. I get it. Daddy was a genius. You gotta guard it. Good on you. But damn, man, you can't use anything. But he had a great bit about the 7 dirty words that you can't say. You're not allowed to say. It's ridiculous. You can shoot somebody 50 times in the face, but don't say the F word. Oh my goodness. Yeah, South Park has a song like that, Jack. Jack said that the F word's the best word. Dale said my dog loved cannabis. She used to chase the joint around the table until somebody handed her a roach to eat. I had a cat. Loved cannabis. Loved it. Anytime I was smoking, I could not get rid of this cat. And then I realized she loved it. And I just let her in. She'd be outside the door, meow, meow, just crying anytime I had it. And then one day I just let her in, and then she's like all up in my face, like, please. And I blew it in her face. She didn't move. Just took it in. Just, ooh. And then was eager every time, like, boom, perked up, face right out. And she let me blow right in her face. And you could see her just taking it in. Just, She loved it. Absolutely loved it. Helen, yeah, me too. It was playing in my head. Yeah, I love George. George is great. Another one that's great, while we're talking to the core group, there's a lot of good people here still. And I'm real surprised. Sometimes I do pay attention to the weirdest stuff. Like, I pay attention to who sticks out to the end. And for whatever reason, that's a thrill to me. YouTube makes it easier to do, but on Facebook, I can't really tell if you're not talking. So there's definitely been people here for the whole show, and I didn't know it. But it always blows me away that I can hold someone's attention for like an hour. It drives me insane. I think that impresses the hell out of me. Yeah, he was real. Bill Hicks is who I was going to tell you about. Look up Bill Hicks. If you don't know, if you've never heard him, but look him up. My hero in comedy. The best ever. Died far too young. Pancreatic cancer. Taken from this earth. Too soon. Please look up Bill Hicks. He was a truth comic too. A lot like George. And if he'd have gotten to live a full life, he probably would have been as prolific as George. And we would have gotten a lot of solid gold comedy. He is amazing. Please look up Bill Hicks if you haven't heard him. Helen says, bang, bang, bang. The gun jam, now you crossed the line. Where he said, my dog of 15 years loved cannabis from a very young age. Blown in the face, would whine at you if you didn't do it. Yes, she'd cry. This cat would cry if you wouldn't do it. And she'd go round. If it was being passed, if there was more than one person involved, she'd go from person to person. She knew what's up. She was definitely about it. She could be Snoop Dogg's cat. She'd have fit right in over at Snoop's house. But that was a great cat. Jack says, I love you all and I'm having a bong hit. We love you too, Jack. You're our Santa Claus. Jack looks like Santa, for you to get that reference. Just to tie a little bow on the Santa reference that I threw in out of nowhere. Yeah, Marie, Bill Hicks is amazing. One of my favorite quotes in life is from Bill Hicks' stand-up. And it is about life and how you shouldn't take it all so serious because it's just a ride. You know, and he goes into a lot more detail than that, but that quote, if I was going to get words tattooed on me, those would be some words I would tattoo on me. It's true. And in that little bit, he gets into what I was trying to talk about earlier in the show. What happens to truth tellers? What happens to people that try to expose that and wake people up to what's real in the world and what's not, and how all this is bullshit. It's all diversion and distractions and lies and manipulation to pull you away from what really matters. And the people that try to tell you that, the people that try to show you that, they eliminate them. They're enemies. And they shut down that kind of talk. They shut down that kind of voice. They make sure that that doesn't get out. And it doesn't rise to the top. Marie says, nobody gets out of here alive. Nobody does. And you shouldn't take everything so serious. Live your life. Do good. Try to be a good person and all, but gotta let things go. Jack says fuckery's going on in this shit show. We've went off the rails at this point, but that's okay. That's okay. That's the other thing. I give myself permission at about this point in the show. We can do anything, absolutely anything we want. We could redo conspiracy theories and chill at this point. If you stick with this show for an hour and 10 minutes, then you're cool with anything. We can do anything. Lee says, are you living or just surviving? I'm living, brother. I'm doing what I want to do. I mean, maybe someone else would look in from the outside and judge me as non-successful. I couldn't be more successful right now. I'm happy in my personal life. I'm happy in my professional life. You know, this is my job right now. This is the one I care about. These shows. That's my job. My other job I do for money. You know, one day this will make me money. And I will do this professionally if I get my way. But I'm successful right now. I consider myself a pro at doing this because I've made money doing it. Bought this computer that you're watching this show on right now with money from these shows. So I'm a professional streamer. This is my job. I take this very seriously. So I'm successful in that way too. And I prioritize things that make me happy, that increase my quality of life, like cannabis. So I'm successful in that way. But I'm very happy. You know, for instance, my brother, we have a very different view of life. He would look at me as a failure. He just thinks of life differently than I do. I have different priorities. I want to enjoy my time on this planet. I'm not planning for 30 years down the road. There may not be a tomorrow. You know, I want to have a life where I enjoy each day. Not, I'm going to enjoy my life in 30 years. Until then, I'm going to work 3 jobs and I'm going to save every penny. I'm not doing that. Everybody has a different idea. I'm not even saying that's wrong. Everyone has a different idea of what they should be doing and what their idea of success is. And if you're living yours, then you're doing it right. That's how I feel. Yeah, Joan, I do. She said I have a very diverse audience. I don't know what I did right, but I've been blessed. There are so many cool people that gather at my feeds. I don't know. Brett says I should get him high. Well, we haven't spoken in over 5 years. You know why? Because he doesn't believe in a living wage, and I do. Isn't that sad? That's why. Matter of fact, he commented on my Facebook page, the old page, Yankee Show. He commented on there, and I didn't even know it was him because I had blocked him because he was being abusive a long time ago. And then, so it just showed up Facebook user because it was a page, so he was able to comment at me. And he told me all kinds of things. It was really nasty, but I get nasty comments all the time doing this kind of thing. So he was like, "You're so ugly," blah, 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 going on and on. And then I didn't even know it was my brother until Babas was reading it. And to her, it didn't say Facebook user. It said Ryan. Oh, I said his name. I didn't mean to do that. But then she's like, "Your brother said this." And I was like, oh my God, it changed it. So I responded to it. He's so hateful. And he's way into Trump now. It's really weird. Yeah, Lori, I know that. That's what it means so much to me. It really does. Lori says we wouldn't be here if we didn't love hanging with you. I definitely know that. He says I live every day like it's the last one. That's what I do. That's my philosophy. That's my philosophy. I got to really try to plan for something, especially in the future. Save money and stuff. Oh, my God. I'm the worst at that. Helen says, people think I'm a failure because I'm on Social Security, like I planned on my body falling apart. Tell me I'm on the government tit. I tell them better than being on the government tick like them fucking bootlickers. Dude, if you're happy, this is all I need to know. Are you doing the most to make you happy out of what you have to do that with? If you are, you're living your best life. There are circumstances that you cannot control, like your body falling apart, something completely out of your control. If you're doing all you can with what you have, it's the absolute best you can do. You're a success. Rose says, sounds like my brother and I. He's a banker and I'm a hippie. It's weird, right? Being polar opposites and blood related. We've always been, too. It's kind of weird that he went the direction he did, but it's not completely surprising. But when we were little, he was very disciplined. And he is smart, and he's an entrepreneurial type. He had his own lawn care business at 16. He's a go-getter. We have different goals in life, different ideas of success, that's all. Chris says, family or no, if you believe in something, you must learn to stand by your convictions. I did. And, a lot of times I can have a disagreement with I have friends that don't agree we need a living wage, for instance. We agree on other things. We just don't talk about living wage really anymore because we just argue. But I can look past that kind of stuff. Some people can't. But I wasn't going to back down on it. And he didn't like it because he owns daycares, right? He has like 3 or 4 daycares, and they pay minimum wage. And what I had said was, if you have a business that requires on minimum wage to survive, then maybe you don't need to have that business. He got super pissed, and we didn't talk ever since. Lee says you are. Yeah, if you're living your life, if you're doing what makes you happy, you are a success. And then, like, if you want to do something like what I'm doing, and I go by Stephen King's philosophy on how to be a pro at art. If you make something, create something, and then you use the money that you get money from that, and you use that money to pay a bill, you're a pro. So by that definition, and I respect the hell out of Stephen King, I'm a pro. So everybody, you're totally watching a professional show, even though it's needs your help still, because we're amateurs. By the way, while everybody's here, I need help with the Facebook page. I need help growing the Facebook page. If anybody would like to help with my Facebook page and be a contributor or even be an editor or an admin or anything, if you can help in any way with my Facebook page, please message me. But don't message the page. For some reason, I don't get those notifications. Feel free to send me a message if you want to help out with the page. Now, if you just want to talk, it's $5.99 a minute. But if you want to help with the page, I can't wait to hear from you. I need some help. I need content. I want it to grow. I want the show to grow. And that's the home of the show. And it's cool to be from a page because that gives us the badges and the share thing and cooler stuff like that. It allows me to be able to schedule the feeds and do neat stuff. But ever since we changed the name of the page to my name, the new likes have come to a dead, screeching halt. And I don't know what to do. I'm starting to panic because we were growing really fast. Like, we were almost at 1,000 likes, and we are at a dead stop now. We haven't gone up in like a week. And I keep talking like I have a mouse in my pocket, but I don't have any mouse even. There's no one. If you can help me, please let me know. Even if all you want to do is share stuff to the page, need some help. So Joan says, I'd rather be poor and be a good person than rich and a biatch. Yes, there's many more definitions of wealth than money. Matter of fact, money is bullshit. Really. Chris says, keep being awesome. I can't help it, man. I can't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop. I keep being awesome. Because I keeps it real. Lori said, rednecks need love too. I got redneck friends. I got friends everywhere, every kind of place. Every kind of belief system. That's the way I like it. And that's made me into who I am. And I'm pretty damn awesome. So it's a good way to be, right? Some people ain't that way. They can't disagree with people. They can't move on. They can't learn. They don't grow. That's what happens. They just sit and spin their wheels. Marie says, I always say I can handle a difference in opinion, but not a difference in morals. Good point. A fair wage, health care, equality, a hippie through and through. What is mine is yours if you're the same anyway. I agree with everything you said. And there are friends. Now, see, I guess I do have a superpower. Because I'm friends with people that I have moral disagreements with. Why can I do that? I tell them they're wrong every time it comes up. But I can stay their friend. It's weird, isn't it? Unless that moral disagreement is a key to their personality. And it's more high profile and out there all the time. Then I wouldn't be able to. So now that I think about it more, these are subtle moral differences, but they're real. They're there. Jack's out. Joan says you need to make it so Shawn Yankey Show will come up in the search. Shawn Yankey Show, the page name. Make it the Shawn Yankey Show page instead of Shawn Yankey. Lori says when you have friends that you know you would not have come this far without you, you have to treasure. I treasure all you guys. Marie says, you're right, Joan. Search Shawn Yankey, the person shows, not the show. Is that what? Because I did that. I changed it to my name because I was trying to copy Tim Black. That's how I learned. I see, monkey do. That's how I've learned how to do every bit of this. So I noticed he has a page, and it's his own name. But is his page the Tim Black Show? That makes more sense. Lori says, every discerning person gives us all hope. Right on. Well, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. That's what I do. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to join Jack. I don't want to end. I hate ending. I'm terrible at ending. It's my weakest part in the show. This is where I'm going to look the least professional, is closing the show. I'm terrible at saying goodbye because I don't like leaving. But I got to get up at 4 a.m. 3:30, really. And I'll leave here at 4. And I get to work early. But You gotta do something for money. Everybody does. So thanks for watching the show. I had a really great time hanging out with you guys tonight, and you all were awesome. The comment section was on fire, and I hope y'all had a great time. If you did, come back tomorrow. We do this every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I would learn more time zones, but for some reason they won't stay in my head. But thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow on the Friday episode. And it's Full Pipe Fridays, so you know that's good. Every Friday is an off-the-chain show, so come back for Full Pipe Friday tomorrow. I'll see you then. Good night, guys.